I gave my father a kidney, and 6 months later, he left me out of his will, and my sister already knew. I found out at a lawyer's office on a Tuesday morning, sitting next to my sister who already knew. That detail matters more than anything else in this story. My father's kidneys were failing. Dialysis wasn't holding. I got tested without hesitating, without discussing it with anyone, without weighing it against anything, because he was my father, and that was the only thought I had room for. I was a match. I donated. 8 hour surgery, 4 months of recovery, significant chunk of our savings gone because I couldn't work properly, my wife picking up extra shifts to cover what I was losing. I did not complain once. He lived 3 more years on my kidney. Good years. He came to my son's birthday, we had Christmas together. He looked healthy in a way he hadn't in a long time, and I would look at him across the table and feel this quiet thing in my chest that I can only describe as peace. He said thank you once. In the hospital right after, the way you thank someone for passing the salt. In 3 years of living on something I gave him out of my own body, he never said it the way it deserved to be said. I told myself he showed it in other ways. I was always making excuses like that for him, had been doing it my whole life, so automatic by then I didn't even notice I was doing it. He died in October, heart failure, sudden, no goodbye. I flew home, helped plan the funeral, held my mother while she fell apart, did everything, held everything together the way I always did. The will reading was 3 weeks later. I sat in that office and listened and waited for my name. My sister got the house, relatives got various things, a charity got a donation, the lawyer looked up, my name had not been mentioned once. I asked if there was a mistake. The lawyer said there was no mistake. I looked at my sister and her eyes went straight to the table and stayed there. And that was when I understood she had known before we walked through that door. She had sat next to me in that car, walked next to me up those stairs, and said nothing. I drove home and sat at my kitchen table in the dark for a long time. One kidney, 4 months of my life, my wife's extra shifts, our savings, 3 years of Christmas dinners looking at a man who was alive because of me, and he had sat down somewhere, looked at a piece of paper, written out everyone he loved, and skipped my name. I have one theory about why. Some people experience being saved as a debt they can never repay, and they deal with it by deciding the person who saved them doesn't deserve anything at all. It's not logical, it's not fair, but it's the only explanation that makes any sense that he couldn't look at what I gave him without feeling small, and I paid the price for his pride. I don't speak to my sister anymore, not because of the money, because she sat next to me in that office already knowing and chose silence. That silence broke something that no inheritance could have fixed anyway. I have one kidney and a father in the ground and a family that's split in half on a Tuesday morning, and I would still donate. I need you to understand that. Not for him, for the version of me that picked up the phone without hesitating. That person deserves to stay whole. So I would do it again. I would just stop waiting for him to deserve it.